Hey guys, how's it going? My name is Jen and this is Jen Geigley Knits. And if you're here for the first time, welcome. If you're here not for the first time, you'll know that I am working on the rectangles and I think I am finished with all of the rectangles. I have made 18 rectangles and a couple of them are attached to the sweater. I'm gonna attach the rest, and I've been kind of filming bits and pieces of me working on this all week because it's been a week, like a weird week. There's been a lot of stuff going on, but mostly it's just the weather, and we got 22 inches of snow in 4 days. And then we've been dealing with these sub-zero temperatures, like wind chills that are 40 below, actual temperatures that are still below 0 Fahrenheit. Like the high of the day is like 7 below. And so we're concentrating on shoveling snow over and over and over again, shoveling and shoveling and shoveling heavy snow over and over. And there's like no place to put it anymore. And then making sure our pipes don't freeze, making sure we don't lose our power, which happens a lot in our neighborhood. We have a lot of old trees and the branches are heavy with snow. So when things fall, then we lose power, but we've been good. We haven't lost our power. I'm just saying we've lost it a lot before. So we just have to get things prepared just in case, because when it's, below 0 and then a wind chill, you do not want to lose power and you don't want your pipes to freeze. And there's just all these things you're trying to avoid. So anyway, that has taken over our life kind of. And then just transportation, because the kids' school was canceled a whole bunch of times. We've barely been to school all month because we had winter break, then we had storms, then we had a teacher work day, an MLK day, and that overlapped with all the storms too. So my kids were like, we're not going to school ever again. And they were getting really used to it. And it was a lot. So it's just like a lot of unknowns every day. Like, what are we going to wake up to? What is the weather going to be like? How much do we have to shovel? Can we get what we need and where we need to go? Like Lotus has a job and Bo is kind of working from home. We're just all figuring it out. It's just, which car is best in the snow? What is our strategy for the day? Can we get out of the driveway? How many times do we have to shovel before morning? It's just like never ending. So anyway, that kind of threw a loop in everything we tried to do this week, but gave me a lot of knitting time. Then also I had to stop knitting rectangles for a bit because I had a company send me yarn for a new project and I needed to work on that and get that started and kind of have a plan in place for that pattern. And then I also stopped to completely make a hat in blue sky fibers for Farm and Fiber magazine. And so I had to knit that whole project and write that whole pattern. And then I was in that mode, because once you get in the brain space of pattern writing, it's good to just ride that wave and keep going, for me at least, because it can be hard to switch gears. Like, I love the knitting part, and especially this creative, weird, experimental knitting part. Love this. I could do this forever. But when you switch gears and start writing patterns and you do the math and the writing and the checking and all that stuff, and then you work with your tech editors back and forth and make edits, that's a whole different mentality. So once I was in that space, I completely finished writing this sweater pattern. So you've seen it, but if you didn't see it last week, it's this. I'll show you the back because the front is not plain anymore. But I wrote this sweater pattern, the plain version. And then if you watched last week, you'll know that I decided to add these sweater flaps, like a Bjork sweater that I saw online from the 90s that I absolutely love. And so I was experimenting with the best way to sew the flaps on, and I found it. And so I only have 2 attached because I just wanted to knit them all, then lay them out and see how many I needed. And I have finally reached that number, I think. But yeah, the point was the pattern writing. I stopped, completely wrote out this pattern without the flaps, and then I wrote a separate segment add-on to the pattern for the flaps in case anybody else wants to make the flaps. And if it's just me, I get it, that's okay. Maybe nobody wants to make the flaps, but I love them so much. And I think when you see them all on, you're gonna love it too. And I plan to finish this really soon. I've been working on this all week, like I said, and filming little bits here and there, but today is, let's see, Thursday. And I'm hoping to finish this tonight and tomorrow and have it done, and maybe go take some pictures in the backyard in the snow again, because I took some pictures last week with the plain sweater in my backyard with the snow. And so I think it'd be fun to take pictures again in the backyard with the flaps and then show the pattern both ways on Ravelry when I put it out there. And then people can be like, ooh, I love the flaps, or ooh, I don't love the flaps, but I would like to do it plain. So then you have the choice. I know a lot of people in the comments last week were like, ooh, I really like it plain. Like, please don't. And I get it. Like, not everybody wants my weird Bjork idea. That's okay, totally okay. But for the people who do, I'm doing it, I'm writing it, I made the rectangles. And let me go lay this on the couch and let's just see, I'll show you my placement idea for now until I'll see how it goes as I sew them on, but this is what my plan is for now. Okay, like I said, I think I have 18 flaps total, or maybe I did 17 because I think I want an odd number on the front, but let's just see. So I obviously am doing 3 across the middle. Sorry, I'm trying to hold my camera still while I do this. And then I don't know if I want 3 across the bottom or 2 across the bottom, but maybe 3. So I think I'll just do 3 stacks of 3, which is 9, obviously. And then each sleeve would get 4, like front and back. Is that right? 2 here, unless I want 6. So like I'm saying, 2 and 2, and then put that under like 2 that way. But then maybe I need more. No, I'm unsure here because I kind of wanted them coming out of the seam all the way at the top. No, that looks good. That spacing is good, I think. I wasn't sure if I wanted another 3. Ooh. I might have to knit 2 more for each sleeve. I don't know. Because it would be cool if these came out right out of the top, maybe. And then I could fit, or is that too much? Maybe that's not enough space. Maybe it is here and here. Okay, I'm undecided. I might have to see how this goes. I think 2, maybe 4 is good. I could go crazy on the flaps. I don't know. And then do I want one coming out at the top? That's weird. No, I don't know. Okay, this is just me thinking out loud. I'm gonna start sewing these on. So as I was sewing this, I decided to lay this out one more time, and I wonder if I like it better with 3 to 3 now, because I do like a staggered, like not symmetrical arrangement usually in most things that I do. I don't know why I like odd numbers, but I also like not, I don't know, is it better all lined up? Because in the beginning I was doing this kind of a thing, and then I really thought I wanted 9. Now I really like the 3, 2, 3, I think. I don't know, something about sewing these 3 down made me realize that maybe I don't want it all stacked like that. I think that's a better balance. Okay, I'm gonna try it like this now. Once again, like last week, I am using this strand of linen to go through on the row above where I'm gonna seam these on. I didn't do it with these 2 because these are kind of at an angle, And I still feel like it's better if I do this because it turns out straighter, I think. So for these two, I'm gonna use the linen and go across, and I'm gonna make sure I get the same row for both of them. And yeah, so it's really easy. Just pick one leg of a stitch all the way across, thread a contrasting yarn through, and this is a nice linen, so it slides really easily. And I think I'm gonna rethread this and continue on over here so I can get one strand that will cover both rectangles. So when I'm doing this, I normally go from right to left, but to go across these stitches and make this guideline, I am just picking up a leg and skipping one. So I'm picking up the left leg of each stitch as I go. So you pick one up, skip one, pick one up, skip one. And it goes pretty fast once you get going. I'm not left-handed, so it's taking me longer because I'm doing it like a lefty, but that's all you do. So yes, putting this guideline in definitely makes it easier to center these next pieces. So I can clip them down with my stitch markers again, and then make sure that they're on the same row. Okay, so it's snowing again on top of the 22 inches we already have. We're supposed to get a few more today, and I didn't think we were going to, but we are. And I'm definitely gonna have to shovel us out before school tomorrow, and then Lotus has to work. But also, I got my hair done just now, and so it's a little bit blonder, and I love it. This is like, I usually do have, it's been a little bit dark lately, darker than usual, and so I'm back to this blonde, and it's really pretty, and she did a great job. And anyway, the snow is not fun, and I'm totally tired of it now. Like, it's pretty at first. This is beautiful. Like, it's really nice. It's beautiful, but it sucks when you're trying to drive around, pick up your kids, get where you need to be, get groceries, shovel your driveway over and over and over again. So yeah, I'm kind of ready for it to be over now. Thanks. But yeah, I gotta go get my kids before the roads get bad. I think they're already bad. And I'm gonna shovel tonight, and then I'm gonna stay in and be cozy and knit, and then maybe shovel one more time. I hope we don't get too much. Seriously, it's enough. You guys, I don't even know what to say, except I love this so much. And even if you don't love it, I love it. And like, I never could have predicted how fun this would turn out. It's not totally done, but let's just talk about it. You guys. Okay, I'm freaking out. Also, yes, this is my new blonder hair. Got it done yesterday. It might look a little different side by side with my last video. I love it. Anyway, check it out. The sweater is so fun. I'm so happy about it. I have a few more flaps to sew on, but I'm running out of time because we had another snowstorm last night. The little bit we were supposed to get ended up being way more. And the thing I forgot to mention is my husband is snowboarding in Colorado, and so it's all up to me to shovel us out so we can get out of the house and get the kids to school and get my daughter to work and all the things, because I'm so tired of the snow. I cannot tell you. I think I went out to shovel 3 times last night just to keep up with it, because if it gets too heavy, I can't lift it anymore over our huge mounds that we have already shoveled, and you have to get it up and over or it just falls back in, and it's a whole thing. And my arms are just getting so tired. So I was going out every couple hours last night because it snowed until 11 o'clock p.m. And so at 11, I think it stopped, and I saw me and the neighbor, and we were like, silent hello, like we hate this. And we were shoveling in tandem. Anyway, that is why I didn't have more progress on this today. Today is Friday. My kids are at school. I have to pick them up very shortly, but I wanted to check in at least with this much progress. And I am so excited and happy. And I'm already like, now that I have it on, what if I had one here? I wasn't gonna do the back, and now I want to if I have time. I still have more to put on here. So I wanna put at least 2 more on each sleeve. But then I kind of want one on the shoulder here, and then maybe down the back. I know it's just a lot of knitting, but I do already have this many. But 4 of these, no, let's see, I have 5 left. 4 will go to the sleeves for sure. So if I do want to do the back, I just have to do like another 6 or 5 more. But it might be worth it, because you guys, what do you think? I really have no idea if everybody's going to hate this or think it's cool, and that might just depend on the person. I personally think this is so cool based on my inspiration photo, which I've shown you before. Maybe I'll show you again. If you haven't seen it, this is what I was inspired by. This 90s sweater that Bjork wore, and it had different flaps. I think hers is way different than this. Mine is like its own thing, I think, now. But how fun would it be? I want to do this again. I will be doing this again in gray, cropped like hers. It would probably be here where it would end, in Lopi or something real kind of whatever, thick and chewy. With the flaps again. I mean, I'm kind of hooked on, as tired as I am of knitting the flaps. It is actually really fun. They're very addictive. I could do them with my eyes closed at this point. And they don't take very long. You just have to keep going and like make a little stack, and it's just, you know, a thing. But I love this. I'm happy with this. I think I want to take pictures in the snow again. I think I need to do the back. I think it's gonna be weird and plain if I don't put some flaps on the back as well. I just can't get over it. Like, okay. I mean, look at how good, honestly, the seaming, I want them to stick out. I don't want them to be perfectly flat, or I would seam them down. So I like how they flip up just a little bit, but like when you walk, they're moving with you. And someone had mentioned in the comments, and I had been thinking about this too, that maybe I didn't want to cover the back in case it was uncomfortable. But now that I have this on, I don't think it would matter at all. I don't even think you would really notice. It just feels like part of the sweater, and I think it has to be all around flaps. So I was really thinking I was going to be completely finished today, but I'm not. If I'm going to cover the back, it's going to take some time, but at least you get to see the whole vibe and what happened with it, and like almost finished. You can tell like it looks silly with these just on the front, and it's going to add a lot when I just add a couple more here and here. And now I have to do like just holding this here or down to match the front there and there. It just has to happen. So if it hadn't snowed, I think I'd be further along on this. And this did take a little while. These don't take very long to sew on. I might show you me sewing one in real time, because once you get going, they go pretty fast, and then you just pull the ends inside, and I haven't even like tacked them down because I still wasn't sure with my placement if I was going to be indecisive and decide to move things around. But it's just going to take a second for me to go in and like tighten these up. I'm going to have ends that I can attach together, weave in together, and like secure. If you hear that, that is my tortoise again. He's taking a little bath, a little soak in his dish. Climbing around. Anyway, that is where I got this week with this sweater. Also, did I tell you that I was thinking about the names for this sweater? I cannot remember if I've mentioned this before. I'm gonna have to go back when I'm editing to see if I already talked about this, but I had thought about different things to name the sweater that were Bjork inspired. I thought about using one of her song titles. I already have a sweater called Debut that I've did years ago, which is one of her songs. And then I was thinking like big time sensuality. I was like, big time, I don't know, sensuality. And then I was like, no. And I still might have to go look through her song list and see if there's something that just strikes me, because there might be something that I haven't thought of yet. But also, gosh, I feel like I maybe told this story, but maybe not. I'm on her mailing list. And also I always read her Instagram posts and stuff. She's like amazing to follow on Instagram. Her costumes and her shows and her imagery is just phenomenal. The things that she always does 3D, stuff way beyond this. But she's just such an inspiration. And she's from Iceland, and it's all just so nitty, and I don't know, I love everything about her. But anyway, on her emails and a lot of her posts, she will end it with her closing is always warmthness, which I just have adopted over the years. Like especially to my friend Emily, we talk back and forth, and she knows that I have this Bjork thing, and she knows that she always says warmthness at the end of her posts and her emails and whatever she's saying and writing. She said it, I think, in concerts, like after a song. And so I think I might call it warmthness. And I don't know, I think that's the name. It's definitely warmthness, but it could be, I'm still thinking about it. So yeah, the working title right now is warmthness. But this sweater is always going to remind me of this time and this winter when we had snowstorm after snowstorm after snowstorm. And I was out there in it and shoveling and trying to drive and trying to get through it. And then just all the snow days we had in a row. This January especially, we just had day after day after day of snowstorms, and then we thought we were done, and then we'd have another huge snowstorm. And so it just reminds me of me knitting this, making all these rectangles, and then I'm getting ready to head off to Vogue Knitting Live next week, and this is definitely coming with me. I'm definitely putting it like in my personal carry-on or my personal item. I will not check this sweater. It is irreplaceable. And I've put so much time and honestly just mental effort into this, because you can make something or you can follow a pattern in the knitting time, but it's different when you are coming up with the concept and the troubleshooting and the different ideas in your mind. That like I stay up late and think about these things. I have a little notebook that I jot ideas, that some of them are terrible, but it's all the like ups and downs and like, yes, this works. No, this isn't going to work. This is a terrible idea. Or like leave it plain, you know, all the things I went through. And just writing the plain sweater pattern alone took a lot of time, and it's going through, it just finished tech edit. So I was going to mention that the tech editing process for this plain sweater is totally done. So this will come out soon. And then I have just written the instructions, very like as much as I can put in there, information about how to make the rectangles and how to attach them. And I think I might make some separate videos just for that in case anybody wants to add the rectangles like I did to this sweater. And if you don't, you can absolutely just knit the plain sweater. Anyway, that is where I'm going to leave things today, I think, unless I have more time to make a little, I don't know. We'll see how far I get today, because I want to upload this video on my Saturday day. So if you don't know, I've been trying to upload a video every Saturday. It's kind of my New Year goal, and so far so good. But there might be one more video about this, just a little bit, next week. I'm also planning on making a video of what I'm going to pack for New York City for Vogue Knitting Live, because I always think it's fun to see how people style their sweaters and what they pack and what they're bringing and all that good stuff, and kind of making a little capsule of knitwear plus, you know, New York travel wear. So I'm gonna do that next week. So come back next Saturday. I'll have another video. Hopefully this will be completely done in whatever state it ends up being, but I think I'm gonna knit a few more of these and just go for, it would look incomplete, I think, if the back was plain. So I'm just going to go with it and make maybe 5 more. I have time. I'm gonna just do it. And in my mind, I was gonna knit like 5 other things before Vogue Knitting Live, but I leave next Thursday and that's not happening. I'd rather just have this really, 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 really ready to go. This sweater just makes me smile. Honestly, I'm so happy about it. I think it is so much fun to wear, even just with my plain jeans. Like these are just my regular Levi's, but with black jeans, or I have to go through my closet and see what I have. But this sweater is a star. It is a fun, like, what is that sweater? And I'm just so happy with how it's turning out. So thank you for sticking with me through this progress. If you don't feel the same, and if it's not your vibe, I am not hurt. I understand. This is not probably everybody's cup of tea, and that's okay. But I like to take things like an extra step. And even if you look at my older books that I've put out before, I've done some weird stuff with my knitting. I have a whole book where I did like artistic things to the knitting after I knitted it. So I would knit a plain garment and then I would splash it with dye or paint, like fabric paint. I dip dyed like a white sweater into black and did a gradient. What else? Oh, I bleached Rowan denim yarn. I had black Rowan denim yarn and I made hats and bandanas and a couple of other things, and I splashed bleach on it and it turned white on the black. And so I like to take knits like one extra step, and I feel like that is kind of something I have been missing in my knitwear design lately, where sometimes I do like what the company's looking for, or, you know, for different calls and different companies that I knit for, they'll kind of give me an idea of like, here's what we kind of want, or here is what we're looking for, here's what we're missing. And so I'll just do it, you know, but sometimes I like to do something. This was kind of all my idea. I was the one who reached out to Aimee for the yarn, and then I didn't even know at that point I was going to do this. And so this really is kind of my own project. And I feel like it's an organic way of getting to this like different level of design, or an outcome that, you know, wasn't planned, but ended up being the perfect thing for me. And I think even, I just saw a little clip of Rubin from his new book that everybody's been reading. And he was saying, you have to make what you love, and you can't do what other people want. You can't make things for what people are asking for, or what the trend is, or what the new hot thing is, or what they're asking for. You have to make something you love that you're passionate about, and that is like the true art. So if you don't like this, it's okay. I really like this, and I am gonna be wearing this in New York next week, like very proudly. It's so dumb and so dorky. It's just a personal, like, I don't know, it feels like a personal win for me. Even unblocked and kind of unfinished, I'm so happy. I love it so much. Thank you for hanging out with me on this journey. It's not quite over yet, but almost. And I won't bore you with like too many videos about this exact sweater, but you'll see it again next week in its finished form as I pack for New York, and I'm already looking forward to that. So that is exciting. Warmthness. Thank you so much for hanging out with me this week and for coming along for the ride on this weird modify your sweater journey. I really appreciate it. If you're new here, welcome. I'm so glad you're here. I hope you've enjoyed this. Please like and subscribe and hit the notification bell so you can see the next time I have another video. I do try to upload every Saturday in the morning at some point, so come back and hang out with me on the weekends and we will knit together and make more things, and I'll be packing next week. But yeah, thank you for hanging out. I really appreciate it. I love all your comments, good or bad or disagreeing with this or like, yay, go for it. I love all of it. So thank you for participating and chatting with me. And I just love the interaction and getting to know you all and hanging out in this weird land of YouTube. Anyway, thank you. I have to go pick up my kids. I hope you're having a great weekend, and I will see you next week. Bye.